Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Apologies. Oh, Hey, Facebook had just let me know that I can now add up to 3 guests to my broadcast. Well, that's great. Good evening, good people. Apologies for my lateness. I'm actually 10 minutes late today, and I'm really sorry about that. I got caught with sleep. Being exhausted is not the best, but the show must go on. We'll have a good show tonight, I promise you. So I'm just getting my information nice and tight for you. Welcome. Thank you guys for jumping back on here. I really do appreciate it. Guys, if you don't mind, would you mind, sharing this video so that we can get more people on here? Something seems out of sync for me today. I just don't know what it is. Maybe because I'm rushing. I'm not sure. But it just feels kind of something. I don't know why. But it's all good. Let's have a look. What are we doing here? Okie smoky. Good evening, good people. How are you? I hope you're well. It's great to have you on here. So today we're going to be talking about online dating scams. And it's shocking the number of people that have fallen foul to these scams. It is shocking. But, you know, we are going to find out how come it is so possible. So let me greet you guys. Thank you and apologies for being late today. I had a late night yesterday. I'm sure some of you saw me on Facebook last night. I'm tired and I thought I was going to catch some rest and then I basically overslept. That's the God's honest truth. So you have to forgive me. I'm so sorry. So let me say hi to Sylvia Charles. Thanks for watching. Kelly Harris, lovely to have you on here. Good evening. Hi Jamal, how are you doing? Thank you for being on here. Anna, is it Eunice? Or Eunice, sorry. Thank you for being on here. I don't recognize your name, so you must be new. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy this broadcast. Hi, Amma, how are you doing? Femi, lovely to see you. My one and only MC Parkour say thank you for being on here. Thanks for sharing, Shirley Ann. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing. I need to pronounce your name properly. Is it Eunice? Yeah, I think Eunice Roberts. Thank you. Jamal, you haven't shared it. You better share it. Hi, Hetty. Thank you. Hi, Chanel. Oh, lovely to see you, Chanel. Chanel's a model, by the way. I only have beautiful people on the show. Faye, thank you for being on here as well. Ashanti Amma, thank you, my lovely. And Evelyn. So, guys, it's really, really great to see. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. So, you guys, boy, you're more awake than I am. So, it's great to see you on here. Lovely people. So, let me get myself organized. Something feels weird. I don't know what it is. Something is feeling odd. I feel like I'm not sitting in my chair properly. So I'm going to get my little throw. Let's see if that works. Or maybe I've just gone shorter. Maybe I've shrunk over these last few hours. Who knows? Right, so I'm going to put my little chair there. And then I was trying to get my water ready and that spilled everywhere, so that wasn't good. Okay, right, so yeah. That seems a little bit better. Is that better? Guys, can you see me okay? I think you can. Welcome. Guys, if you're on here and you don't share, I'm just going to start crying. I'm not going to speak. I'm going to be a brat. I feel like being a brat today. Thank you for being on here, Afolabi. You are just so lovely. And every single week, everything I do, you share. And I am very, very grateful. So thank you so much for the support. I am indebted to you guys. Today's show is about online dating scams. Very, very interesting. So for those of you that haven't seen me before or don't know who I am, my name is Dilys. I've seen a few new names on here. So my name is Dilys and I do this show every Sunday at 8 p.m. called Speak with Dilys. And the reason, Kelly says, second time here, and you love it. Thank you so much. You see, it's always great to have new people. Not that I don't appreciate the old ones. I do. I love you all. Hi, Anita. Anita hasn't been on for a while because she's been busy. But thank you very much, guys, for joining. So my name is Dilys and I do this show, Speak with Dilys, because I feel that it's important for us to have conversations that we don't normally have and to create a safe space in which to have them. Now, I know, for example, today's show is quite, I wouldn't say it's lighthearted for those people that have been scammed online, but we have had some pretty heavy conversations. So last week we were speaking about the murder of a 11-year-old boy at the hands of other children in Nigeria, and some of the issues that our children are faced with in secondary schools. So yeah, that was quite heavy. So I felt like, let's do something that's not so emotionally draining and taxing, especially after seeing the news this week where 2 sets of twins aged 3 and 4, lost their lives. Whenever it comes to children, it's always a tough one. So I just thought, let's just do something a little bit different today. So that's why I decided to do the online dating show today. Dating scams, not an online dating show, please. Don't be hooking up on this, because, it's not that kind of party. So yeah, so I decided to do this show and basically to talk about, information that I think needs to be heard, things that need to be shared about people that count, information that we need to put out there, and also to start to build our communities as well. So guys, if you like what you're hearing, share this video, just 5 of you, just share, and let's have a really interesting conversation. So for those of you, again, who do not know who I am and what I do, I am a qualified and accredited life coach, specializing in relationships, marriage, and some other areas that I'm looking at, and I'll be going more into in the new year. And I also do grief coaching as well. So you'll see a lot of what I do is around relationships and stuff like that, because that's really my forte. And I've written, a book called Predator Prince, How to Find the Man of Your Dreams, Not Your Nightmares. I thought I had it nearby. I would have shown you the cover. And that speaks about relationships as well. And it's quite relevant to the conversation that we're going to be having today for both men and women. So I'm not excluding anyone. This online thing is not something that affects just one group of people, though it might affect one group more than the other. It may well do. So that's what today is about. I also host events. Yesterday, I actually was hosting at the Hilton in Park Lane. It was a great event. It was really good. And I think I'm a pretty good host. So if you are having an event and you need a host or a public speaker or after dinner speaker, hit me up. Got that out of the way. Today's show, The Cat That Caught the Fish. This is what it's about. 7th episode of Speak with Dilys. Now, we are going to be delving into the dark world of internet dating scams. So many people have been victims of online dating crimes because they fell foul in their quest to find true love and companionship. How do we spot a fraud and make that distinction between friend or foe once they have slid into our DMs? Are there any red flags to look out for? Surely it's okay to help a friend online if you've been speaking to them for a while, or if you can feel romance blossoming. What happens if you get it wrong, and how much will it cost you? Would embarrassment buy your silence, or would you still give love another shot and another $1? Let's see if Mr. or Miss Right can truly be found online. After all, love don't cost a thing, ding, ding, ding. Something like that. Angelina, thank you for joining. Sade, lovely to have you on here. Louisa, lovely to have you on here as well. So this is what we're going to be talking about. Guys, do share this video so we can have a really good and big conversation. So, this is what tonight is about. But before we start, how are you guys feeling this Sunday evening? If you're feeling good, give me a thumbs up. Hi Adele, how are you doing? If you're feeling a bit, let me know. I'm waking up. So as I said, I was late because I was out last night living it up, and it was very, very nice. I had an amazing time. And then I didn't sleep till about maybe coming up to 5 a.m. And then I was up on church service, because we have 2 services, one at 6 a.m. and one at 12. And then afterwards, I had to just sort out some family stuff, and then I overslept. And that's why I'm a bit late. And I had 45 minutes to do my eyeshadow, get my shower on, fix my hair, do my eyebrows, put on my mascara. So I think, all things considered, getting ready in 45 minutes, including my shower, and trust me, I wash properly, don't get no funky ideas, I think I did quite well. In fact, so well, in fact, that I think you guys should give me a thumbs up and a heart, just to give me props as a woman to be able to get ready in 45 minutes. I cheated a little bit because I put shorts on. I didn't have time to find any bottoms. I quickly grabbed this top because I hadn't planned what I was going to wear tonight. But hey, so thank you very much. Thank you for the support, guys. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Adele. Thank you, Angie. Let us talk about this really interesting conversation. So, now that we know what we're talking about, thank you, Shelly Ann. Let's have the convo. So, thank you, Yemisi. Why do we think that these internet scams are so prevalent? Why do we think? Because there's a lot of information out there about online dating scams where, you know, you'll see a woman who has given thousands of dollars, thousands of pounds to some guy that she's met online. And this person has got a nice profile. They reach out to this lady and they tell this woman, you know, what she wants to hear, I would assume, because if somebody was in your inbox and they were telling you what you didn't want to hear, you wouldn't engage with them. So they're sliding into the DMs, telling this woman what she wants to hear. And before long, a relationship of sorts starts. So you're talking to this gentleman, he's talking to you, you're getting closer, you're revealing things about yourself, he's sharing stuff about himself, you're seeing his activities online. And the next thing you know, oh, sweetheart, something's happened. Oh, what's happened? I need some money urgently for X. I really hate asking you. I feel so bad. Actually, don't worry about it. No, I shouldn't have said anything. And the woman's like, oh no, let me know what's wrong. I want to help you, blah, 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 blah. And I've just given a summary, but that's normally how it happens. And before you notice, you've sent some money. It may not be a large amount of money. You've sent some money. And then it's like some other disaster happens. Or maybe the person, you don't hear from them for a few days and you're thinking, where are you? What's happened? Oh, blah, blah, blah happened to me. So I wasn't able to respond to your messages. I've got this crisis. How can you, I don't even want to ask you. And that's how it starts. And if you're somebody that feels, if you're a compassionate person, you want to help a friend out. Bearing in mind, sometimes these conversations with these guys or these ladies have gone on for a while. It's not like you're speaking to them on Monday and by Wednesday they're saying to you, oh, can you give me some dough? That's not how it's happening. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show. Because a lot of times when people fall into situations that we know we wouldn't personally fall into, we're very quick to label that person as being stupid, being reckless, being dumb. It's very, very quick to pass judgment. But with everything, there is a process. And that process is called grooming. And you see, the thing that we don't seem to realize is we seem to think that certain processes and certain words are just appropriate for certain scenarios. But any situation where it takes a, let me, I've never given this definition before and it's just coming to me as I'm speaking to you. Any process that involves a power dynamic where there is an imbalance of power and the person that holds the power uses coercion, no matter how forceful or how subtle, to get that other party to do what they want them to do, is called grooming. Don't ask me to repeat it, you'll have to replay it because I'm just giving it to you as it's coming out of my head. So what I think I said was, when there is a power dynamic where you have, somebody that holds a greater power than somebody else, and through, coercion, whether it's subtle or whether it's forceful, and they are able to get that person to do something that they want to do, that is called, for selfish gain, that is called grooming. So even though we're talking about a situation where you have somebody that is an adult, I'm 50 years of age, and let's say I have some guy in my DM paying me compliments and talking to me, and we're striking a rapport and we're getting on and blah, blah, blah. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm either in a relationship with that person, or at the very least, I class them as a friend, and they need money because something has happened. They don't hear from me, or I rather don't hear from them for a few days. And it's like, oh, John, what's up? How come I've not heard from you? What's happening? And the guy says to me, oh, Dilys, you know what? I didn't want to bother you. I've just literally been in the hospital for the last however many hours. This happened to my son and I need some money. That's what will tug at your heartstrings because you want to help out a friend. If there is some romance attached to it or connected to it, then it makes it even more of a desire for you to want to help that person. So guys, if you like what you're hearing thus far, do please share this with 5 people that you know, or 5 of you rather, share this on your timeline, and let's have a bigger conversation. And I'm going to start reading your comments, shortly. We didn't start early, so we won't finish till about 9:10. If that's okay with you guys. I'm so sorry, but I can't lie and say, oh, this happened. I overslept and I had to get in the shower because I don't want y'all to smell me. So I had to basically get in the shower and fix my face before coming on here because I didn't want to frighten you. Do you know what I mean? All right. So that's what grooming is. And I think if we can start having the conversation from that standpoint, then I think we will be a bit more considerate and kinder to the kind of people that fall foul of being groomed into giving their money. As opposed to, that person must be really dumb. They must be so stupid. How come? Nah, it doesn't work like that. Excuse me. I'm really thirsty. Okay, you know what? Let me read some of your comments, because at least we can just kind of let that marinade in our minds for a little bit. Sylvia says, come on, nobody should be asking anyone for money unless you're in a committed, loyal relationship. That is true. Je ne sais quoi, how are you doing? Lovely to have you on here. Chanel said, yes, this is fab. Thank you so much. Asi Osakwashi, thank you for being on here. Chanel says, fantastic definition of the process of grooming. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to replay it and maybe write it down somewhere. Sylvia Charles said, plus, if someone is not making commitments to you or in a strong relationship. Charity, thank you for joining. Charity's a great host. She hosted my book launch in Ghana. She was absolutely amazing. So if you're in Ghana and you need a young, fresh, vivacious, vibrant host with a great sense of humour, you need to contact my girl Charity because she is fabulous. John Gordon, thank you for the flowers. How are you doing? Abiodun, thank you for being on here. Ronald Rice, thank you. And thank you for the compliment yesterday. You did nearly make me choke on my champagne. I thought that was hilarious. So guys, if you just joined, if you wouldn't mind sharing this video, that would be great. We are talking about online dating scams and how people fall victim of them. And hopefully by the end of it, by sharing this video and having this conversation, how we are able to help people not to fall into those scams. It's so easy for us to pass judgment and just write them off being dumb. But no, it's a lot deeper than that. Olga says they target women that do not look beautiful. Okay, I'm actually, okay, you got me stumped there. I'm going to maybe explore that a little bit because I think I know where you're coming from. Anita, thank you for joining as well. Guys, please share this video and let's talk. Okay, so I've spoken about the process of grooming. That basically that person is coming into this relationship, in quote, knowing that they have an objective. And their objective is to get you emotionally from point A to point B. Point B being the place where emotionally they've broken you down and they have won you over so that you are vulnerable enough to succumb to their demands. Yes, so that's the objective of the person who is the online scammer. Now, what you have to understand is these people are professionals. And you know, in my work, raising awareness on rape, child abuse and domestic violence, when I speak to women that fall into domestic violence situations and they're beating themselves up, on how stupid they are and how could they not have seen it coming, I said, hold up, wait a minute. How much experience have you had being a victim? Because the perpetrator has had a lot of experience being a perpetrator. They've got their craft down packed. They have perfected the process by which they use to groom a woman into a position of victimhood. So you who hasn't had any experience of being a victim, you're not going to spot him coming. That is why I wrote my book, Predator Prince, How to Find the Man of Your Dreams, Not Your Nightmares. And that book essentially shows women how to spot the red flags. Because, listen, we women aren't stupid. What we lack is experience. That experience and knowledge. We aren't stupid. You can't knock a woman for being inexperienced. You can't knock a woman for being inexperienced. We don't have the experience. So somebody like me, if I fell foul to an internet dating scam, then you could say, Dilys, you're just being stupid. Because I know better. I have the experience. I have vast experience. So therefore, I should be able to spot when somebody is trying to get me into that false, into a false place of that security of a relationship that's non-existent. I should know better. But for that woman, and I understand what Olga was saying, that maybe a woman that aesthetically doesn't look a particular way is a woman that is not used to compliments. So the guy that does my flyers for this, Kufre, he said to me that it's just the grace of God that I haven't fallen victim to it. And I said, no. I'm just being factual here. I have a lot of guys that will come in my inbox, or when I go out, I will have people that will compliment me. It's not strange to me. So therefore, another man in my inbox saying, I think you look nice, is not something that will be like, oh, wow, oh my gosh, I can't believe he thinks I'm nice. Hear me out. I'm not trying to be boastful. I'm just saying to you, it's something that I hear often for whatever reason. Maybe they're all lying to me. It doesn't matter. But I hear it so often that it's not something that makes me think, oh, me? Oh my gosh, wow. And I think essentially what Olga is saying is when you have women who are not used to necessarily being complimented, it may turn their head that bit quicker than women who are used to being complimented. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that one group of women are better than the other. You could be the most beautiful woman on earth if such a woman ever exists. And if that beautiful woman is not used to being told that she is beautiful, the day that she's told she's beautiful, it's going to be a shock. And you know what? Everybody loves compliments. Everybody likes to be told that they're beautiful, they're wonderful, they're this, they're that. That's why if you're not careful and you're not somebody that is grounded, you'll believe your own hype. You become arrogant, you become proud, you become obnoxious because you think you're all that. Humility will take you far. Yeah? So I'm just explaining in that context as to some of the reasons as to why some people are more susceptible into being victims of this nastiness than maybe other people. So guys, are you with me thus far? I don't see no thumbs up. I don't see no yes. So are you with me thus far? So guys, if you are like, hi Kira, how are you doing? And who else? Yes, my darling Kira, I am back. Olga says exactly, bless you. Olga's been great giving me information on this stuff as well. So, and Iffy, thank you for being on here. And Mamile, Yoko, and I'm sure I saw William on here somewhere. Hi William, how are you doing? So this is hi Claudette, how are you doing? So this is where we become a victim. No, this is where we become a candidate for online scams. Thank you, Claudette. We're talking about online dating scams. And I was talking about the process of grooming, that basically when there is that power dynamic, that person that holds the power has that objective to bring that person to that place of submission by using the power that they have to compliment them, make them feel that they're in a relationship, they're in a friendship, and that's how things start. Quincy, thank you so much for joining. No, you're not too late, baby. You're cool. We're just getting into it, just getting into it. So that is how that process starts to make that woman's defenses go down. Okay. So then what adds to that recipe of disaster is when that woman is looking for love. It's different when you're minding your business. Like how I'm minding my business. But when that woman is actually looking for love, or maybe she's come out of a bad relationship where her confidence has been knocked or what have you, and maybe she doesn't have a lot of exposure, this is when, again, you add that added tick to being that victim of that online scammer. The bit that I want people to understand, and why I'm saying that we need to be a little bit kinder to people that fall into these categories, like I said, these people are experienced. They are not novices. They don't wake up one day and decide, there is a whole science to this. Now, I was watching something on Instagram the other day concerning online dating scams. And I was shocked to find out that there are online dating scam syndicates. What shocked me further is that people who have fallen foul to online dating scams have a name on a database. So you might think that you and John are speaking and John has succeeded in scamming you and it was just a unique situation between you and John. What you don't know is that John, Peter, Paul, whatever, are a whole group of however many people that have your name and your details. So they will wait for the next opportune time for the next guy to come along. And because it baffled me how it was possible that maybe one person could be scammed by, 2-3 times, like, girlfriend, what's going on? But then when I did some research, I found out that these people are a whole network. And it goes back to support the statement I made that they have more experience being perpetrators than you do being a victim. They can spot a victim. You can't spot a perpetrator. The essence of doing shows like this is so that you can spot a perpetrator. Can I get an amen? Can I get a witness up in here? That is the whole objective. That we are not ignorant, because we can all be vulnerable. Trust me, we can all be vulnerable. I explained to you last week, or was it a few days ago, how I've nearly fell victim of having my Facebook account hacked and my fan page, this page, being completely shut down. Why? Because they caught me at a bad time where I wasn't well. I was feeling really sick, I had a nasty headache. All I saw was this message that said, you've got 24 hours to verify your fan page, otherwise we're shutting it down. And then from that, I got another thing pop up that, when you do your sponsored ads, you need to verify your account details so that now that you've confirmed your fan page, when you do sponsored ads, you'll be able to blah, 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 pay for your ads. So I did this thing quickly. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I just have to thank the Lord, because something said to me, what the heck did you just do? So I went back to try and change my password. I couldn't get into my account. Then I panicked. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to tell myself, calm down. Then I just had to do forgot password. They sent me a link to my email account. And that's when I had to change stuff real quick. Because I'm telling you, had I waited maybe even another 10, 20 minutes, because I then expanded on the message that I'd gotten, I had been tagged. I didn't realize. So where they said click on this link, it had nothing to do with Facebook. But because I wasn't feeling well and it was late and I just panicked and I wanted to just get back to sleep, somebody may say, well, Dilys, you were really stupid. Maybe I was. But when you catch somebody off guard, which is what these guys do, they catch you off guard, you find yourself doing things that you wouldn't normally do. I had to now ring the bank, cancel my bank card, change my password to some ninja-fied password that even I can't remember, So that's how things happen. So now if you take that into a context of a woman who maybe is not feeling particularly attractive, she's either come out of a bad relationship or hasn't been in a relationship for a very, very long time. And a guy starts off by just being nice, not being overly, complimentary, just being nice, being a human being, how are you doing? Oh, whatever, I really like, whatever. And they start talking to you. And you strike up this rapport, you think you find you've got a lot in common. Before you realize, when this man is now professing his undying love for you, he's telling you what you want to hear. And sometimes as women, we just want to hear it. Even though the man is chatting nonsense, you just want to hear, I'm wanted, I'm needed, I'm loved. So when that man goes missing, for those, you see, this is the psychology behind it. It's about making you want the person. Yeah? So when that person now disappears, oh my God, I haven't heard from John for 2-3 days. He's not been online. And after a week, John materializes. Oh, Dilys, I'm really sorry. I've been in the hospital. I've been in ICU with my son. He was taken ill from school. And I just realized that my contract, they hadn't paid me. And, I'm just so sorry. You know what? I'm going to get back with you in a minute. The hospital's calling. I'll ring you back. You don't hear from John for another 24 hours. You're there worried as hell. Where's John? Dilys is thinking, where's my John? I've been speaking to John. Blah, 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 blah. John's not there. Then John comes back and says, I really don't know what I'm going to do. I've got a bill for $1,500 and my check hasn't gone through. What's Dilys going to do? Oh, John, I'm so sorry to hear that. And John's there on the phone and he's crying and he sounds, actually not on the phone. John is on chat and he's sounding distressed because that's how you guys communicate. Okay, we're going to get to that in a minute. That's how you communicate. What do you think Dilys is going to do? And Dilys has got the money. Dilys is going to part with the money. Dilys isn't stupid. Dilys is looking at her friend that is in need. A friend that we have started to develop some emotional attachment. That's how it happens. So that's how Dilys helps John. You understand? So there's a way to use that psychology to break that person down. That's why I use the word grooming. Because if we can understand that word grooming and we make it applicable to people that find themselves victims of online dating scams, what they will have is our sympathy and not our judgment. Yeah, guys, if you're enjoying this, please can you share this video? I'm going to start reading some of your comments before I go on to the next point. Sharon says, you are looking beautiful and on point. Oh, thank you so much. You don't know how hard I tried. That's another story. Chanel says, I think groomers target isolated people because if people have lots of friends, they ensure they isolate before they start the grooming process. That is also a good possibility as well. So absolutely a very good point. Or people that feel isolated. You know, there are people that do have a lot of friends, but they just feel isolated. They're just in that space where either nobody understands them or they're going through depression or they've got other things going on in their life and they're not really reaching out to the people that know them. Because sometimes, you know, like for example, I've got clients that contacted me the other day for something and they said, we want to be with somebody that doesn't know anyone, that don't know us. We want to go to an unknown person. And sometimes we're like that as people. We want to speak to somebody that doesn't know us so that we can completely and totally be ourselves. And it's like that for some people online. And that's why people have different personas that they portray online. You know, a lot of people think they know me. Yes, you do know me, but to a degree, there's a side of my character that only those very close to me know. You know, but everybody's different. So let's see what Sylvia's saying. Sylvia says, yes, they do target weak, unconfident individuals, which is diabolical. Yes, but it makes sense for them because of their wicked objective. Olga says they find a weakness. Sade says, good work, dudes. God bless you, Sade. Thank you. Sharon says, a bit like some people who get repeatedly bullied by different people. Absolutely. Olga says it's so horrible. It is. Princess, thank you so much for joining. Olga says they get the link and that's it. True. Sharon says, Lord have mercy. Let me see other comments on here. Olga says, mine told me he was in a car accident and in hospital. I laughed. Yeah, because you're clued up, so you'd know. Quincy says, if a woman has to go online, tells me men haven't stepped up how to approach women naturally. Yes and no. And I will tell you why I say yes and no. Maybe because of what I do have a lot of guys that will approach me and inbox me. And sometimes we strike up a conversation because of stuff like this. It could be completely authentic, like genuine. Not that they couldn't approach me in person, but how can I put it? The relationship has grown organically. But it just so happens that they didn't have any ulterior motive and I wasn't looking. But if I was in that place where I was looking for a relationship and we had struck up a rapport to a point where we kind of was interested in each other, it could work. I know somebody that's married now from somebody that slid in her DM. So a very lovely guy, they're very happily, married. So yes and no, it can work. I'm not saying it can never work. I'm saying if you want it to work, and if you want to know whether it's a genuine situation, these are the things that you need to look out for. So William says, indeed, psychology plays a big role in relationships. A partner who is mentally stronger tends to dominate the relationship. Absolutely correct. That is true. Even in normal relationships. Duke Gemfi, thank you for being on here. Mavis Banda, thank you for being on here. Ibby, thank you for joining. Sylvia says, Sylvia ain't helping John Diddley squat. He can go joke with someone else. Ernest, how are you doing? He said, you're getting too tough with this topic. Don't you think it needs to be tough? Hi, Ifya, my big sis, how are you doing? Lovely to have you on here. And Linda, thank you for joining, and Amma as well. So they don't ask you directly for money or help, but hope you will offer, so it's your decision. Yes, sometimes they do. Sometimes they play that game, and that's where the reverse psychology bit comes in. But sometimes they do ask. But like I said, it's a process, and they're quite smart about it. I need some more water. So we've spoken about the fact that they share the names with other criminals, which did shock me. I was like, wow. So your name is often on a database, which you don't know about. And, excuse me. And then the other thing that you need to understand as well, and this actually goes back to the point that you made, Quincy. When I was investigating this and I was watching, this thing about online dating scams, what they were saying is, because of the pandemic, people weren't really meeting in person, which is true. I mean, we were on lockdown for how long? I was in Ghana for how many months? 6 months. And these criminals have used the pandemic as a smokescreen to, prevent themselves from having to meet up with people in person. That's quite a legitimate reason. So, like I said, they're smart. They're not stupid. They aren't stupid at all. So this is some of the smartness that they're using and what they're hiding behind. And again, because of finances and people not being able to go out and what have you, or rather finances in terms of these scammers, this has become big business. A lot of people felt isolated from friends and family because of the pandemic. There were people that were on their own for the weeks on end. So when you have that person that's making the day go that little bit quicker by complimenting you, how are you doing, and you're chatting away, that's how soul ties are created. Okay, that is how soul ties are created. You're tying your soul to that person because you're interacting with them so much that you begin to develop a relationship of sorts. So, I'm going to tell you a funny story. Now, you see, someone like me, people, listen, let me have some water first. Now, I'll tell you this story. Now, someone like me, I'm a praying woman. And because I'm a praying woman, I am blessed to have that spirit of discernment. Somebody inboxed me. This wasn't somebody that wanted to date me. This is somebody that messaged me for something, some random. And it was a lady. So she needed help, blah, blah, blah. And as I've read this message, and this is just me, I'm just blessed like that. I knew that I was talking to a man. I knew the age of the man I was talking to. And I knew that man was nowhere near from America. But that bit I think was easy. So I said to this person, and I started to give them a word. And I told this young gentleman, I said, I know your age. You need to stop what you're doing. God has a plan for your life. What you're doing is wrong. And I told him some things that was happening in his life. He was completely shocked. And he was like, what makes you think I'm not a woman? I said, because you're talking to a praying woman. And I'm telling you, I know that you're a young man. You're no more than about 24, 25. Now, you people can believe what you want to believe. I know God. I know God's spirit, how it works in me. And this is what I told this young man. In the end, he came clean. He told me his name, told me his age. And we have been, in fact, this has happened twice. And we've been friends ever since. He's a young guy. He said, look, I'm really sorry that I did that, but I'm really struggling in school. This is what's happened. My dad's left home, blah, 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 blah. And we spoke. So yeah, so that's kind of like a happy ending to somebody that was a wannabe scammer. You can't play a player. Now, I have another friend who was contacted by this guy via Facebook, was sat in some helicopter with his daughter. Yes, young daughter. And was trying to chat my friend up. And they had been talking for a while. Actually, in all honesty, they've been talking for a while. So this brother comes along, because my friend was like, something is not right with this guy. I said, let's check this guy out a little bit. Saw his profile and stuff, places where he was going and his picture. He was a baller. So then they'd spoken on the phone. So I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. And as time went on, he said, how he had some goods that he needed to collect from the port. And that he needed X amount of money from her. I thought, okay, here we go. And for me, it was common sense. And I'll tell you why. For somebody that is sitting in a private who's in a helicopter with his daughter, buying her this, that, and the other. Rich people have rich friends. Rich people have a network. How is it that you're now contacting my friend to now give you money to clear your car? That was it. He had to clear his car from the port. And something had happened and his money was locked up. So you know me now. I like slow death. You know, I don't like to just cut people off with nah. I like to, you know, if I have your time, if I've got enough, you know, credit or not for my Wi-Fi, yeah, I'll have time for you. So I said to my friend, let's stretch this thing out. Tell the guy you're going to send him the money. Because what had happened was he'd spoken to the guy. The guy was like, oh, you know, I wanted to meet my mum. But this is the joke. So this guy actually put her on the phone to speak to a woman. This is why I'm saying that this syndicate thing is true. Put her on the phone to speak to his mother. Our daughter, blah, blah. You know that whole thing. And you see, when you're a woman as well, that you just want to please, especially we African women, that you just want to please and make sure that, you know, mother-in-law thinks the sun shines out of your backside. You know, you want to do yes or no, so 3-bag full, sir. They're so gassed at the fact that, oh, this guy's mum wanted to speak to me. So it makes your head swell. So she was speaking to the mother. So now, just to put the icing on the cake, guys, you need to share this, I beg you. Please, 5 of you, just share this video, I beg. So now, the 7-year-old child comes on the phone. Check this out. This is what happened, no word of a lie.
Hello, Auntie. How are you? I'm fine. I'm going to school.
It was so flipping ridiculous. He got this, I'm sure the person that posed as his mother tried to put on the voice of a little girl. It was ridiculous.
Hello, Auntie. Yes, my name is...
Let's say, for example...
My name is Temilade. Yes, I'm enjoying school. I'm with my daddy. Yes, I'm having a lot of fun. Daddy is taking me out to go shopping. Yes, I'm with grandma. Thank you, Auntie. When are you? I need a new mommy.
That was it.
I need a new mommy. So thank you for being with my daddy.
Let me tell you, the foolishness. No, like seriously. This is the nonsensical nonsense, rubbish, foolishness, diabolical, whatever. Can you imagine? I said, So he thinks you are mumu, that just because you've got this so-called child saying,
Auntie, I think I need a new mom.
Can you imagine? I was so shocked, you know. So I said to her, we are going to deal with this bastard. I said, tell the guy,
Mommy, I want a new mommy. Oh yes, my daddy says he loves you. So my grandma says you're right for my daddy.
It was, you know what? I'm even embarrassed doing it. That's the foolishness. I'm telling you, this is how far these guys are going. Trust me. So this is what happened. So I said to her, so you see this bastard, we are going to deal with him. Tell the guy that you'll give him the money. So she messaged him and she said, give me your account details so I can send you the money. We played the game, or we didn't act like we knew anything. So she was like, oh, I've sent the money. Has the money come through? No, the money hasn't come through yet. I haven't seen the money. What's going on? You know, I'm really stressed. Blah, blah. She said, oh, darling, don't be stressed. Is this not the account number you gave me? So, you know me being wicked. So I said, send him back the account details that he gave you, but change the digit and just said, oh, I copied the thing wrong. So sorry, I'll do it now. You see me, eh? I think you think you're ninja. Ninja past ninja. So when he sent the thing back with the right account details, we did it to him again. I think the 3rd time is when he realized how more, you know, if you play out, nonsense, who born dog. That's when he got some sense in his head and realized that, man, he was being played. So when we called him, he just had to like put down the phone and then he shut off all his social media. You see, listen, that's why I like to do these shows, you know. The Bible says, in all you're getting, get understanding. Once you understand Wagwan, you know, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. Once you have knowledge, you have power. And once you're able to apply that knowledge, then you have wisdom. Do you understand? But the only reason why we women, we men, we fall foul of these charlatans and these nonsensical, evil, demonic people is because we don't have the knowledge. I beg you, please share this video because somebody somewhere is about to click send and be transferring some monies to somebody that they don't need to be transferring no money to. So let's share these things. And I know I'm joking, but people's lives have been gravely affected by the fact that they have just trusted. All they were looking for was love. It's not a crime to be lonely. It's not a crime to want to be loved. It's not a crime. Do you understand? But people are so wicked that they take advantage of those that are looking for love. And the thing is, we should try not to look for love. Love will find you. You know, we spend so much time making ourselves that perfect mate when we shouldn't be doing that. You know, when we're saying that, you know, prepare yourself to be a wife, prepare yourself to be a husband. No, prepare yourself to be a good individual. Work on yourself. Because, for example, when you're preparing to be a good wife, at least in terms of the African definition of being a good wife, learn how to cook, learn how to clean. If you're a Christian, learn how to be a submissive wife and all that. After you've done all that, who are you? Like, who are you, though? You've done all that. Who are you? What you need to learn is to be the best version of yourself. In fact, the best version that God needs you to be, because the best version of yourself is not even average. In fact, you haven't even scratched the surface. But, you know, I respect the fact that not everybody is, you know, I hate the word religious, but not everybody believes in God. So I try to make sure that the way I speak, I don't leave anybody behind. Okay? So be the best version of yourself. If you're somebody that is a godly person in that way in terms of your belief system, then you need to be the best person God has called you to be. God never trained anybody that you must train to be a wife. Actually, what he talks about is when you are a wife, these are the attributes that you have. Not that you start from a viewpoint of a standpoint of I'm training to be a good wife. Because after you've ticked those boxes, what it means is the man you will marry is just marrying you because you've learned to submit, you know how to cook, you know how to clean. But does he know you? Does he know you? You the woman, you the person. He doesn't know you. So it's important that we need to grow within ourselves. And that's when we begin to attract the right mate. Or at the very least can stand in a position of power to say, actually, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want that. Because there's nothing lacking in us emotionally that requires us to compromise emotionally. Yes? I hope you understand. The other thing that I want to talk about, let me read something here. So Lucas, thanks for joining. Lucas says, can't play a player, ex-roadman from day, so I know every trick in the book. Make you right, best version of yourself. Amen, absolutely. Francis says, well said, sadly came late, thankfully can see this on replay. Yes, you can, sweetheart, you can. Thank you, Francis. And Hetty says, where money is concerned, I'll have to be insane to part with even a pound to anyone, let alone a stranger. Let alone a stranger or someone I haven't met. But that's why I'm saying that, you know, I'm sure those people before they got scammed would say exactly the same thing. But what I was explaining is there is a process to it. There is a level of vulnerability that you exhibit that makes it possible. And this is why I use the word grooming. Because, for example, when you look at children who are sexually groomed online, the first day that they start to take pictures of themselves and sending them to pedophiles, it doesn't happen on day one. It starts with, oh, you're really intelligent, you're really pretty. And, you know, trying to find out whether that child is getting on with their parents, whether they have a lot of friends, whether they're being bullied, whether they're popular. There is a process. And that's why I'm saying that it's important we understand the process so that we can give that support to somebody who, you know, falls foul to these, you know, to these people. You know, it's a process. It's very easy to say, oh, that woman is so dumb. Is she stupid? How could you part with $100,000? You're dumb. But I'm telling you, when that woman is lonely, I'm not being funny. I was widowed. If I was in that space or that kind of, if I had the propensity to be vulnerable in that sense, let me tell you something. They would have scammed my pants off my nyash. Let me tell you, because the number of guys that came in my inbox because they thought that they had a potential victim. Trust me, if I was not experienced, I will be there off in pants, left, right, and center. Because they saw or they perceived a vulnerability. Do you understand? So for somebody to say, Dilys, you're stupid, couldn't you tell the guy would just play? You're not me. You were not feeling what I felt in that moment. You did not have that emotional pothole that needed to be filled. So we just have to thank God, those of us that have the strength, that have the experience, that we're not in a place where we would fall foul to those kind of horrible people. That's all. Really, but for the grace of God go I. Because likewise, when I talk about, you know, when I wrote the book, Predator Prince, and I was speaking about how to spot red flags, I talk about something called the Chameleon Syndrome. And I explain how as women, because we want to be accepted, we quickly change who we are to fit into what that particular man wants. So for example, if I'm somebody that doesn't like to cook, because John likes to eat a cooked meal, I will be cooking every goddamn day. But I hate to cook. So now me and John have broken up. And now I'm with Peter. And Peter likes sex every day. I'm quite happy to have sex every 2 weeks. But because I want to please this one, that's what I'm doing. After a while, what happens is you lose your identity. You become colorless. You know, chameleons change their color and adapt to their environment and circumstance so that they are able to benefit from that color change. Why I call it the chameleon syndrome is that is where the similarities ends. Because the chameleon would change its color for its own benefit. But the woman changes her color for the man's benefit. And after we've gone into so many relationships that have failed, in the end, we have lost who we are because we are not able to stand in our own truth. For a man to come and see who Dilys is as a woman. Dilys is somebody, what are the things about me? Dilys is somebody that is very independent. Dilys is a very loving and a very affectionate, person. Dilys is somebody that likes a lot of quiet and calm. These are the things that make me me. But because I want to date, I don't know, I'm running out of names here, Jonathan, I am pretending that I am a particular way, just so that Jonathan will like me and will pick me. But I'm not like that. So when Jonathan now dumps me and the next guy comes and I'm changing who I am, in the end, who am I? And that's when you become a candidate to enter into an abusive relationship and there are parallels here, into these online scams. Because you are in need of an emotional validation that you should be giving yourself, but you're looking for somebody else to give to you. Do you guys understand where I'm coming from? So that is where we fall victim of these kind of people. So, these are some of the basic, they're not basic, but these are some of the reasons as to how we fall foul of these nasty people. But there are practical things that you can look out for. There are practical things. Now, I'm a woman of the world, so I've traveled a little bit. And because I'm very interested in people, I know how a Ghanaian person would speak. I know how an American would speak. I know how a Nigerian would speak in terms of grammar, structuring of sentences, how one would respond. So when I'm reading something and I see that your picture is of somebody in bloody New Zealand, and I'm not going to give it away by giving examples because I don't want them to get smart, there are certain phrases that you use. I know you are from Lagos. I know you are from Lagos. I know. Do you understand? So when I'm seeing your picture that you are looking like you are sitting in front of Eiffel Tower, it's a lie. Your grammar and the things that you say, how you structure your sentences, as I said, I know that this one is African. I know that this one is Indian. I know that this one is Onyibo. I can tell. You guys one of these days, I'm going to sit there and just count how many messages I have in my inbox. So because I know that, immediately when they start talking, when I have time, when I'm bored, and sometimes I am bored, I respond. And I let them think that, I'm really game. And then when they are really feeling comfortable, then I'll just send them one insult. I'll say, your father. And I'll just tell them one nonsensical something. And then they're like, oh, and then I just block their messages. I do that all the time. Like if I'm bored, I will. Because it's like, you know what? They too need to have some jungle justice. Do you understand? Why should you think that, they'll probably be telling their friend, he'd be like, say, I'm going to succeed with this one. Or, if you see how she's loving me. Lie. See how I just give them one liner. And you know what I do? I switch from my lovely Queen's English and then I'll go into broken English. I'll go into pidgin. I'll say, Omo, you dey crazy, eh? Your head not dey correct. Your mother. And I'll just say something raw, rough and ready. Just to teach them a lesson. So that they're not always so confident and feeling so, bold that they can be going into anybody's inbox and talking nonsense. If I find some, I'll post some here and you can laugh. So those are some of the things that you need to spot. How they speak. In fact, I even told one of the guys, I said, listen, if you are an American, this sentence here, and I pointed out the sentence. I said, an American person wouldn't say it like that. I said, I was born and raised in England, mate. So if you're telling me that you are a doctor, you know, in England, this is not how you would speak. We don't speak like that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So the thing is sweet to her. Your mother, you look crazy, eh? Waka shege. If you say if you scam me, go scam your great grandfather. I will finish you. Nonsense. So yeah, I've had to kind of switch on them. And obviously because they do check you out and they know how you speak, you know, she's from London, blah, 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 blah. They don't realize that this girl, na gangster, you know. They don't know, say me na gangster, but they will know. If you didn't know, now you know. So there you go. So those are some of the things that, you know, I think that are important to look out for. What else have I got on my list? Don't be shamed into silence. Don't feel ashamed. Go to somebody that you can trust and speak to somebody. You know, as much as I'm joking about this, whenever a woman or a man falls victim of something that people have a huge opinion of, we automatically make them feel afraid to share their experience. Guys, if you're enjoying this, please share this video. They automatically feel embarrassed. And we've got to try and create environments where we tell people it's okay, you made a mistake, I'm here for you. You people are still laughing about this gangster thing, eh? Come on, focus. You know, we've got to create environments where people are comfortable making a mistake and knowing that they will still be loved. Listen, it's just the grace of God that some of us don't fall victim of these things, you know. Like I said to you, I was widowed. I went through a phase where, I was a pretty broken person. And I'm saying that if I didn't have, I was fortunate. I'm not like some people that everybody just ran away and left them high and dry. I had people that loved me. You guys were there. You guys were there. You know, there were people, even during the pandemic when I was in Ghana, I had some of you that have never met me in person that were offering to send me money to shop for my children. Am I lying? That's what some of you guys did. Guys, tag some friends and let them watch this video. That's what you did. So I am just a very blessed person that I have a lot of people that love me. But my point is, not everybody has that grace. Not everybody is blessed like that. And I'm saying that for those that don't have that, let's try and downplay the judgment. I know sometimes I can be pretty brutal. And sometimes it's because maybe I just don't have the time to go into the intricacies of whatever. Sometimes I just think aloud and I'll post something. People are like, oh, how can you say that you're being judgmental? I'm like, if you really knew me, you wouldn't be making that statement. I'm just giving you the bottom line of this situation. But generally speaking, if somebody reaches out to you and says, oh, this is what's happened, this is what I've done, you need to hold your tongue a little bit and be that safe space for that person. Maybe it's the coach in me, I don't know. But be that safe space for the person to say, oh, Dilys, I did that. Anybody that knows me, and God is my witness, and I can say this unequivocally, anyone that knows me personally and has ever come to me with some dumb stuff that they've done, I have never judged them and I've never made them feel bad. I've always downplayed it. Because if you're already feeling bad yourself, I really don't need to add to that drama. You clearly came to me for a solution. And this is why I say, you know, even with my clients, I say to them, you know, as a properly trained coach, we hold you in the highest possible regard. We don't see you as broken. We don't see you as needing to be fixed. And I kind of take that into how I deal with people generally. So that with that in mind, I don't want you to feel that you have to condemn yourself twice because you've condemned yourself personally and then I'm coming to dump on you. So we need to maybe learn how to listen to people more that have done the wrong thing and just be that sounding board. Because for somebody to come to you in the first place, clearly it means that they think quite highly of you. So think about that. So the other thing I want to say here is because this internet online dating scam thing is so prevalent and it's such big business and people have lost so much money. Now, what I didn't get time to check is whether this is applicable to people in England, but there is a website. It's www.I for India, C for Charlie, 3.gov. And that's for the FBI that, you know, investigate these real hardcore dating scams. Okay. So that is there. I'm going to post it, I think, in the description so that you guys can see it and go onto the website. So in conclusion, and maybe because I can see this thing is sweeting you people so bad, let me read some of your comments because there were quite a few coming through. Woo, you guys are making me work tonight. Oh, I'm still scrolling, you know. Oh, wow. Hi, Kerry Massington. How are you doing? Kerry's always showing myself. I really appreciate you. Kerry says, I love this woman because she is a voice for so many things. Oh, thank you. God bless you. And Kerry does some amazing work for mental health and suicide prevention. So do check her out. Her name is there. Click on her link. You can find the stuff that she does. And thank you for sharing, Kerry. Let's see. Olga says, love doesn't grow over words on Messenger app. It grows from actions. True. Lucas Monroe says, make you right. Thank you. Candy says, hi Candy, how are you doing? She says the groomers pick vulnerable children. They do. Candy also has a show. I do believe her status is open, so do check out Candy's show as well. Lucas says, lady, you're so right. Thank you so much. Ernest says, Olga Olmedo, more than a green card. Yes, that's it. A lot of them are looking for stuff. I mean, the green card thing is another conversation. It's slightly different. It's another conversation. I will do a show on people that, you know, how a lot of women are scammed. You know, and some men. It's not just the women. And some men. I have stories of, you know what? Remind me. We'll have that show soon. Anointed Rich, how are you doing? He said, good to be here tonight. My coach, God bless you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Love you too, Olga. Thank you so much for your support as well. Let me go down to Candice. Said, that's so true. They are not you. People pass judgment rather than help. That is true. And we need to try and stop doing that. Ernest says, but I know others who have really found happiness through the internet. Not all people are bad. I didn't say all people were bad. I did say that people do find, and you're absolutely right, they do find love via the internet, but you have got to be able to make that distinction between you being played and somebody that is genuinely interested in you. Okay? And one of the reasons, one of the things you can do to minimize the scamming is know who you are speaking to. This guy that was trying to scam my friend, every time we spoke about doing a video conference, he had one excuse or another. That's a red flag. When the person does not want to video call you. And when they video call you, take screenshots whilst they're video calling you. That's the thing, okay? You've got to be proactive and you've got to be smart. Video call the person. You didn't hear what I told you about the telephone call? Where this guy put his so-called 7-year-old, hello, auntie. Oh, yes, auntie, I'm having a good time at school. Yes. Can you see? People are, I'm sure it was one old raggedy-ass woman, but on there pretending to be a 7-year-old child. Video call people. Check out the profiles. Start searching. You know, put their name in Google and search for them. Right now, most people have got a digital, footprint. I was going to say imprint. Digital footprint of some sort. Be able to try and verify the identity of the person that you want to date. It is important. Or the person you want to be sending money to. Be careful your own personal information that you give. I have another lady that gave me a whole load of information. And this guy basically was speaking to her and saying to her, look, I've got this deal coming through, but I need the money to pass through your account. So if you can give me the details, some of them are hackers as well. And the moment she said, look, I don't have that kind of money and what have you, then the reverse psychology started. Oh, I thought you were a friend. I thought you were a Christian woman and I need help. You're not helping me. If you're a weak person or somebody who is, who's very insecure, that reverse psychology will make you think, well, I am a good Christian and I am feeling sorry for you and I know I've got the money. Do you see how the process works? Grooming. It's all about reverse psychology, manipulation. You have to understand these things so that you can spot them when people are doing it. Do you understand? So it's not so easy as, I'm not giving you my money, because a person doesn't start day one and say, look, let me make it simple for you. Imagine somebody like me. Just imagine for a minute, somebody like me that wanted to scam men for money. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be broke. I would have money. I probably would have built a house in Ghana, maybe 2, because I'm intelligent enough to do it. I'm intelligent enough to do it. Don't underestimate the power of the human mind. Don't underestimate the power of somebody whose business is to manipulate, to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Don't underestimate it. Do not. That's why the Bible said that he who feels he stands, take heed lest you fall. You might think that you're standing, me, never me. Till that thing 419s you. Because I'm very sure a lot of these women and some men who have been scammed, I'm sure there was a time they must have said, it could never happen to me. You must be bloody joking. But it happened. So let's not be too proud. Let's just be thankful. Unless we know that we have gone through, like I teach this stuff. So of course this is not going to happen to me. But I did give an example of 3 years ago that it could have happened to me. Because of what had happened to me, there was a state of vulnerability. You know, so let's say you've been married for 30 years and you find out that your husband has been having an affair for the last 5 years and has left you for his secretary who's 20 years your junior. Of course you're going to feel vulnerable. Of course you're going to feel unwanted, especially if maybe you're in your 50s, 60s and you're a lot older. You know, not everybody, you know, feels great about their age and about their looks and what have you. And then you have this guy who is just being kind. Not that he's even trying to preposition you. He's just being kind. And he's saying, you know, I think you're a really good person. But listen, you people, you haven't seen anything. You haven't seen anything yet. So in conclusion, and I'm going to have to wrap up here. If you're feeling lonely, check yourself and ask yourself why and what you can do to stop yourself from feeling lonely and it not being the responsibility of somebody else. When I wrote my book, I talk about filling your own emotional potholes. Fill them yourself. Because once you're able to fill them yourself and say, right, I know that I'm lonely. I really need to get out more. I want to make some new friends. The way you approach it is going to be very different. You're going to start to take on that responsibility of reaching out instead of somebody reaching out to you. The power dynamics are different. When you decide, I'll give you a perfect example. Many years ago, I think I was late 20s, very early 30s. I was a bit tired of just being at home all the time. My sister used to laugh at me that you're never going to get married if you don't go out because you're always in the house. And if you're always in the house, unless you're going to marry the milkman, the postman, or whoever, you're going to be single till you die. So one day I decided, I love jazz music. I absolutely adore jazz. And there used to be a place called Smolensky's on the Strand. I'm so gutted that they've closed down now. And I just decided that I was going to go on my own. I had nobody to take me. I got dressed. I took myself out for a meal at Smolensky's. I had a wonderful evening. Bumped into an ex-boyfriend that day. Was so unfortunate. I said, the devil is strong. Can you imagine? That one day I went on my own. I met my ex. He's the only one when I see I have to do the sign of the cross. I just ask God for grace. But anyway. So my point is, I took myself out. I had taken the responsibility of dealing with my zero social life at the time. So therefore, because I was not relying on anybody to get me back into the swing of things, I was the one in the position of power. As opposed to me being in the house 24/7 and just having some guy paying me compliments and trying to get me out of that place with bad intentions. So check your loneliness and start to take responsibility for it. Join a fitness group or do something. Maybe join with other women to do something that is positive. Get involved in your community. Look, there's so much you can do, If you know that you're lonely, be a friend to somebody. If you know that you're lonely, you reach out to somebody, you be that friend. And those things, when you start to see how much value you're adding to the life of somebody else, it will build your confidence. And therefore, again, you being a victim starts to diminish greatly. One of the reasons why we fall foul of this online dating is we fear real relationships and intimacy. Sometimes we hide behind what is going on online because we are overweight and we don't feel very attractive. So we too can hide and take on a different persona and not really show up as we are. So these are all things that speaks to being confident in who you are and loving yourself and building yourself up so that you see yourself as the prize. You see yourself as a value add, not somebody being the value add. You are the value add. And that's really important that we start to get into that mindset. Dare to love and dare to fail. Stop being so afraid to love somebody and it going wrong, because you are not your failure. If the relationship fails, it's the relationship that failed. You, as a whole human being, did not fail. I think that's important. So stop looking at failed relationships and seeing yourself as a failure. Red flags. The moment they ask for money, it's a red flag. It's that simple. You could have been speaking to them for 200 years. The moment they ask you for money, it's a red flag. Bin it. I'm telling you. Why do I say this? You're trying to tell me that in their whole world, they don't know anybody other than you that they've not even met in person. You are the only one that can give them money. You're telling me that their credit is so shite that they're not able to go and get themselves a credit card or approach the bank or go to anybody other than a random person that they've been speaking to online for a couple of months. The moment they ask you for money, log out of that profile. Block. Block a WhatsApp, block a Instagram, block a whatever. Block, as that woman said, block. If you are enjoying the attention because you need it, that's fine. Just put it in perspective and do not make it out to be what it's not. That's the important thing. Don't make it out to be what it's not. If you know it's just a bit of fun, keep it that way. Don't change the status of it and make it serious by parting with your cash. Yes? Are they saying, if they're saying that you genuinely are the only person that can help them, that's not a good person. You're dealing with a grown adult male or adult female that have not been able to conduct their life in a way that people that they know one-on-one can come to their aid in a crisis. There's something wrong with them. Something all right. So don't fall for it. Check out the information that you're being asked. Check out the information that you're being given. So for example, some of them will say, I can't pay my hotel bill. Like one of the ones that was sent to me, I can't pay my hotel bill, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, what's the name of the hotel? I'll make a direct payment for you. Even that one, you need to check it. Go online. I was sent, something by another scammer that said they had a hospital bill that they needed to pay, blah, blah, blah. I said, no problem. Send me the hospital receipt and I will pay it. So I sent it to somebody who was in Nigeria. I said, check this out for me. The thing was fraudulent. Again, I told the guy, wait, I'm coming. I'll pay the money. Don't worry. The money's coming. Wait now. That's what I did. Didn't get one kobo from me. But I have sent people money online, people I've never met before. And they have been genuine because I made it my business to find out who they were. So safety is key, not just of your person, but of your data. And understand one last thing before I go, because I'm a bit over time. You can't buy love. Don't try it. You can't buy love. If they're not ready and willing to be in your life for free, keep it moving. Work on yourself. Work on your confidence. Work on, the rejections that you've had in your life before that has put you in a place where you're so hungry for love that it's now dangerous for you. Start working on it. That's why I said people like me exist. I work as a coach. There's nothing that you would tell me that will make my eyebrows go to the ceiling. I've heard it all. So guys, I'm done for the night. Gosh, there's so many comments here. Anita Agri says, very true, Dilys. Requests for money from virtual strangers are a major red flag. Too many have been duped into parting with huge sums. They have indeed. My dear Chanel says, send them a photo of your... Wait. Somebody's posting a comment. I'm trying to read this one. So send them a comment, send them a photo of your bills and then they will block you. Yeah, that's a good one. Nope, you cannot buy love. Afalabi, thank you so much for sharing. And Ifwaduku, you always share my videos and I really do appreciate the support. And Astina, thank you too very much. And it says, are you sure about finding one? Then please take your time and be vigilant. Who are you talking to? Am I sure about finding someone? I don't need to, darling. I'm hurt stiff. No, seriously, I'm not searching. Even it says, spot on, Dilys, we should not underestimate psychopaths. I love that, yeah. Anointed Rich said, 419 all over the place. Very true. Chanel says, other scammers are, for example, people who are relocating and looking for somewhere to stay. They are living miles away, but dating in your town because they are looking to see if they can save rent. Wow. Ooh, first date, toothbrush in back pocket. Okay. I don't have a copy of my book to hand. I'm trying to think where I put it. I think it's in the other room. It's called Predator or Prince, How to Find the Man of Your Dreams, Not Your Nightmares. It's on Amazon. I speak extensively about how you can spot red flags in men. And even though we're talking about online, it's applicable to one-on-one. And what Chanel said right there, she's absolutely right. One of the things I talk about are men that would try to coerce you to go into a relationship without you having time to think. So so-called whirlwind romances. Watch out. Guys, I have to go because I'm way over. I don't like going over. I'll just read the last one. Sylvia Charles says, money can buy love, but not true love. It can't buy you jack. If it ain't true love, then it ain't love. Money can buy you love. Kanisha Graves said, I'm still laughing at your imitation of the child. I lost it when you... Listen, that thing was so ridiculous. Such an insult to our intelligence. I thought you actually thought we were buying that nonsense.
So guys, I just want to let you know that I'm going now. I'm very tired, and because I'm just a small child, I want to go and sleep. So...
Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been great having you. Let's see what we're going to talk about next week. I don't know, but we are going through this series like wildfire. Next week will be the 8th episode of Speak with Dilys, and there's only 13 per series. So it's been great speaking to you. I hope you found this helpful. Please share, and I'm very, very grateful that you guys will spend your Sundays with me. So guys, have fun. I'm glad you got a bit of a laugh. See you later, guys. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Take care, guys.